thought this would be a much more aesthetic intro, but it kind of looks gross. And I don't know what to do about it. It's too late. I'm making protein pancakes. And they are actually kind of gross. We found them at Costco. The thing is, they're whole wheat, they have flaxseed, they're sugar-free, they're actually sweetened with something called monk fruit. I have no idea what that is. So to make them tolerable, we have to put in some dark chocolate chips, which are better for you than regular ones. These ones are 50% cacao. And so we're gonna make them better and try and make this a bit more aesthetic, which probably will be a fail. Gosh guys, the last 48 hours have been so horrible, and honestly I was thinking about vlogging while all this stuff was happening to us, but I was a mess. I was crying. Honestly, we both were crying. It was terrible. What happened was, a couple days ago I asked Ty to get something in the basement for me. I don't remember what it was, but he went down the basement steps, he opened the basement door, and then he swore very loudly, which is something that Ty doesn't do, and it was a very like scary sound. Like the way that he like said the word was like of complete shock and like terror. So I thought maybe there was like a dead body in the basement. I had no idea what was going on. So I was like, oh my gosh, Ty, what happened? What happened? And he walked upstairs and he was like, our whole basement is flooded. And the thing is, like where we live, we've been getting really horrible winters, especially this year. We had so much snow that melted, and then we had back to back horrible rainstorms. So I walked down into the basement and was shocked. We were under, I believe, an inch or two of water. It might have just been an inch, but it was through the whole entire basement, and we live in a bungalow. So our basement is the size of our top floor. So that is a ton of water. I have video footage of me walking through the basement with my boots, and you can see I'm literally like wading through a thick inch of water. So Ty had to go to the store and get these like pumps that we put out the basement windows to get the water out. He had to get dehumidifiers and fans, and we also had to use what's called a shop vac, which is like a vacuum cleaner that you can actually suck up water with, which I did not know existed. But it took us like 12 hours to get the standing water out of the basement. This is the third day that we've been dealing with this, and the basement is so damp and wet, and our whole house, even the upstairs floor, was like wet air, like to the point where like you could do this and it felt like you had like water on your hands. So I'm so nervous about mold. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm glad that we got like the visible water out, but the concrete in our basement, it's all cracked and it's like dark with the water, and I don't know, I just cannot believe this happened to us. Like 2025 has been awful, like between Winnie passing and my health and other personal issues that I've been through, and now this, like what else is gonna be thrown at me? Honestly, I have no idea. It seems like a dream. Like the past 72 hours have felt like a dream, honestly. So unfortunately, because the basement flooded, it meant that we lost a lot of our stuff. It wasn't a great idea to put most of our keepsakes and things in cardboard boxes because the flood water like got to all of them. So I lost so many like baby photos and baby albums. My parents had recently given me these boxes full of like my artwork from when I was in like kindergarten in grade 1 and 2. Those were completely all wet. I was able to save some things, but a lot of my like keepsakes that I wanted to have forever completely just got ruined. Ty had actually made a gaming table last year that he was down working in the basement for like months straight, and that was completely ruined by the flood. We had like speakers and printers and all kinds of like tech down there that got ruined too. But like I have to keep reminding myself that like those are just things, and as long as me and Ty are okay, and as long as Mr. Tumnus is okay, that's really all that matters. You know, you can replace things. You can't really replace memories that I lost, but I'm just gonna have to be okay with that and move on. But while I was trying to like save stuff from the basement, I came across some really interesting things that I did not know that I had. So at least I can show you. those interesting things. So let's go. Okay, don't mind the mess. We had to bring everything upstairs, so the house is absolutely crazy. I wanted to show you a couple things because I had no idea I had a little curl from when I was a baby, like downstairs in the basement. Obviously, my mom and dad must have given this to me, but it says, "Nothing is more precious to keep than a lock of my baby's hair. I catch it before it lands and save each tiny strand." So I'm wondering if maybe this was like when I had my first haircut, because I don't think my mom would just go up to me and be like, "Come here." You know what I mean? Like, it must have been for a reason, just to prove that I was blonde. That is my blonde little curl, okay? And it says Jessica Lauren. Lauren's my middle name, and it was taken on September 13th of 1995. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I brought it upstairs to save it from the flood, but like, what am I really gonna do? Like a little curl from when I was a baby. It is cute though. And I also found this really tiny baby ring. I wore this when I was like a year old. I don't know why, because isn't it like a choking hazard? But it's really, really cute. But look how absolutely tiny. Actually, would it fit now? No. This is as far as it can go, but I thought that was cute. I do kind of remember this, but I grew out of it very, very quickly. And then I also found a Build-A-Bear that Ty and I did right before we got married. I think we actually did a vlog on it. Like, this would be like 6 years ago. But look, it has the veil and it has a little tie-dye rose to represent the first, like, I don't know, or maybe the 5th date that Ty and I went on, and he got me a tie-dye rose. And if you guys are fans of Princess Bride, Ty went up and added this little recording into here from the wedding scene. Are you ready? You have to be very quiet. Everyone be quiet.
Wow. Whoa, wow. Will follow you forever.
Of course, Tumnus chose to run in that very moment. But yeah, obviously I have to keep this. I had to save it from the flood. Then I found something really creepy, okay? I found a bunch of my old diaries. This was one of them. And this was my grade 11 diary. So I was writing in this during my whole best friend attack, during the time that my boyfriend hurt himself at school and was taken to the hospital. A lot of like dating stories and stuff are in here. And so I was like sitting down in the living room yesterday, like reading through all of it, remembering being 17. And then I came across a really strange page, and it's towards the back of the book. By the way, these pages that I wrote are so cheesy. I'm like, all I can think about is him, and I think I love him so much, and he might love me too. Like, that's literally all these pages, okay? I found this page, not in my writing at all, and it says, "You should watch where you keep your diary because someone might see it and read it," which is such a like unsettling thing to find in your own diary. And then they proceeded to put X's through the rest of my pages, so I wasn't able to finish this diary. Now, I had no memory of this, right? And I thought it was this new thing that I found, and I was so scared. Turns out I made a story time on YouTube about this like 7 or 8 years ago. But listen, it was almost a decade ago. I did not remember. But yeah, found this again, scared myself all over again. I have no idea who did this to me. I called my sister yesterday and I sent her a photo of it, and I was like, "Did you do this? Did one of your friends do this?" And she has no idea. But it's not her writing, so I don't know. What's creepy is that I never took this diary out of my room, so it was somebody that I like let into my house. So it was one of our friends or family. And lastly, I found the itinerary for the Disney trip that I went on back in 2005. My dad is such an organized person, and I guess after our trip, he put together this like kind of scrapbook of everything we did at Disney World. Like, he literally has our day plans, he has literally coasters from the restaurants we went to, he has all the pamphlets, he has our tickets, he has our plane tickets, he has our hotel information. Like, he kept everything. And I mean, it's so cute. We actually went in 2004, March 19th to 26th of 2004. So all of this is like vintage Disney paraphernalia. Wait, is paraphernalia bad? Or does it just mean things? Those are all of the things, well, we found a lot more things, but those are the more interesting things that I wanted to show you. At this moment, our basement is under control. It is very damp. What we think happened is that our sump pumps malfunctioned and didn't take in the water, and so it just kind of pooled up in our basement. We had a plumber come over and they told us that. And what's crazy is that our alarm, our flood alarm, didn't go off, and so we had to call our security company, and they told us that our alarms were malfunctioned. So everything malfunctioned and we woke up to a flood. So super fun. Anyway, guys, I was able to save this photo of me as a baby, looking very inquisitive. I thought it was cute, okay? That's why I wanted to save it from the flood. But then Ty came over and started making fun of my forehead again, okay? I don't think my baby forehead is that big. I really don't. I think this is a normal baby-sized forehead. All right, I'm sure everyone agrees with me. Anyway, so guys, I'm gonna let you go. I will see you guys in our next vlog. Bye.